All right, guys, so I have a great topic today that will really transform your eating habits and help you feel 100 times better when you eat, after you eat. Um, and this is something that I started using and adopting when I was trying to deal with my sugar addiction and my eating habits and everything. It's just something that I found and I tried it and it was really helpful for me. So I feel like it will be helpful for you. And a lot of my clients use it and it's been really helpful for them too. So today we're talking about mindful eating and why we shouldn't be multitasking while eating. So I know a lot of you have probably heard that phrase before, mindful eating, but I kind of want to explain it a little bit better because I think we hear it and we're like, now how is that going to help me? You know, how is it going to help me to be more mindful when I eat? Well, I want to break it down and explain that so you can really understand why we don't need to be multitasking. So I want to start with a story about when I used to work in the hospital, when I was in healthcare. And when I used to work in the hospital, I would try to multitask. I would never take my lunch break. I would always just sit at my desk and eat my lunch and try to do some work because I thought that was going to help me get out of there faster at the end of the night. But after doing this a while, I realized it's actually not helping me. I'm eating, but I'm also trying to work. And I was having like more mistakes when I was doing that I would have to later go back and fix before I left. So it really wasn't multitasking. It wasn't saving me any time. I wasn't being productive because I was trying to concentrate on multiple things. And the other thing that it did, I wasn't being present when I ate. So I was always hungry like 2 or 3 hours later, even though it didn't matter what I ate. I was always hungry after lunch because I feel like it was because I wasn't being present in the moment. I wasn't being mindful when I ate, and so I was still hungry. I wasn't satisfied with what I was eating. And so yeah, I started to realize like this was what was causing my stomach issues. This is what was causing some of what was causing my IBS, because I was eating in a stressed state. I was focused on work and trying to get my tasks done, and I wasn't concentrating on my meal, and it was stressing my body out. So I was eating in a stressed state, which was causing gas and bloating and stomach issues, and I just didn't feel good. And none of this is good. If we're eating in a stressed state, that's not good if we're trying to lose weight or not gain weight, or if we're trying to heal a health issue or an illness. Like your body can't heal when it's in a stressed state. So I want to explain this some more. So when we eat while we're stressed, our body doesn't digest food well, because when cortisol is high, when we're stressed, cortisol is high, our body shuts down digestion. And many of us have heard of that term fight or flight. We're in fight or flight. That is what a stress state is. You're in fight or flight. And used to, when, you know, in caveman times, or, you know, when we were in hunter-gatherer times, that was a good thing, because you didn't want to be like, they weren't eating when they were hunting. They weren't eating when they were running from a tiger. And now, when we're in that stress state, our body still shuts down our digestion, because it knows we are in a fight or flight state. So, and that is why when you're constantly eating in a stress state, your body does not digest your food. You don't absorb the vitamins and minerals as good as if you are in a relaxed state. You don't, your digestion is shut down, so you may get indigestion, you know, like heartburn. You may get gas, bloating, diarrhea, you know, lots of stomach or intestinal issues. So this is why we need to be more mindful when we eat, and just focus on eating, and not focus on other things while we're eating. And another reason we shouldn't be multitasking while eating is, well, I've already talked about, we don't feel as satisfied. So when we don't give our eating our full attention, we end up feeling not satisfied. So we tend to eat fast. We tend to we don't chew thoroughly, and we don't notice like flavors and textures of our food. And so why is this important? Because when we are distracted with work, phone, TV, whatever it is, we can't eat mindfully. And mindful eating is a strategy that I teach to all my clients, because it really helps us tune into our bodies and our body's hunger and fullness cues. So when we eat distracted, we tend to ignore these cues and we mindlessly eat. This can cause us to overeat and snack more throughout the day because we don't feel satisfied. So if you start practicing the mindful eating and just focusing on the eating, then you will start to feel more satisfied with your food, and you won't feel the need to snack as much. And then what does that do in turn? If you're not eating as much, if you're not as hungry, then you'll lose weight. You'll heal health issues. You will prevent these intestinal issues like heartburn, IBS, gas, bloating, all this stuff that, you know, we're causing just by the way we're eating, because we're not eating mindfully. So now I want to give you some tips on how you can start practicing mindful eating. Start practicing these tips for at least one meal a day. That's what I normally have my clients start with. I tell them to pick one meal a day. It doesn't matter what meal, whatever meal you can eat more mindfully, like where you can sit down and be relaxed, take some deep breaths before you eat, and just really get into a relaxed state. And then really concentrate on your food. Concentrate on chewing. Concentrate on, you know, the flavors and the textures and all that. So that's what I would start with. Pick one meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. Just pick one meal where you have time to do that. And so I'm going to give you some other tips that is going to help you start mindfully eating. So when you start mindfully eating, you want to eat slowly without distractions. Like I said before, don't have your phone on, don't have the TV on, don't try to be doing paperwork or work stuff while you're eating. Just sit there and concentrate on your food and what you're eating. And you also need to notice, like, eat until you're full, but not stuffed. So that's another thing that we do a lot of times when we're not really mindfully eating and we're just mindlessly eating. We tend to just shove it all in and not tune in with our body and say, am I full or am I stuffed? And then a lot of times we'll just shovel that whole plate of food in, and then 10 or 15 minutes later, we are stuffed, miserable. We don't feel good because we didn't pay attention to our fullness when we were eating. We just, ate it all up and didn't think about whether we were actually full or not. So, eat until you're full but not stuffed. And that's part of the reason why I say to eat slowly, so you can recognize when you actually are full. Because if you aren't eating slowly, if you're eating quick, then you're not going to always recognize that. So the next thing is, notice how your foods smell and taste. I know I said that before, but this will help you feel more satisfied and less likely to snack. So if you're really noticing how your food tastes, how it smells, that helps your body be more satisfied with what you're eating. If you like the smell of it, if you like the taste of it, then you will feel more satisfied and you won't want to snack. And then the next thing is to notice how foods affect you. And this is part of being mindful and listening to your body and listening to the cues it's giving you. So if you're getting gas every time you eat, or heartburn every time you eat, or you feel bloated, any of these symptoms, then you most likely ate too fast in a stressed state while you ate. So that is a lot of times what happens when we eat in a stressed state. When we eat in that fight or flight state, we get these symptoms. And then we think, oh, this is just a normal thing, but it's actually not. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. And I say that all the time because, yes, these issues are very common. A lot of people have them. A lot of people deal with them. A lot of us take medicine to deal with them. But they're not normal. This should not be happening. Like, if it happens every once in a while, yeah, that's normal. But if this is happening all the time, like daily or weekly, then that's not normal. You should not be feeling like that every time you eat. So you're eating too quickly. You're eating in a stressed state. So you need to pay attention, like tune into your body and see, okay, what is it I'm doing, or what is it that I need to do differently to prevent this from happening. So learning to mindfully eat, that was a great strategy for me to get control of my cravings and my binge eating, because I would do that. I would mindlessly eat, and before I knew it, the whole bag of cookies or the whole bag of chips were gone. And how many of us do that? How many of us can relate to that? And then you feel bad and guilty because, oh my gosh, I just ate that whole bag of chips and you didn't even realize it, or that whole thing of popcorn. I'm sure all of us have done that at one time or another, but I used to do that all the time, even though I would say, okay, I'm just going to have a serving of it. And then I would sit in front of the TV and not even realize how much I had eaten. So we've got to start being more mindful when we eat. So it's helped me and so many of my clients too. And so I think I know it will help you also if you just start practicing these tips. So let me just run through these tips one more time, just so you get them down if you're writing them down or trying to remember them. So tip number 1 is to eat slowly without distractions. And then eat until you are full but not satisfied. But not stuffed, I'm sorry. Eat until you are full but not stuffed. And then notice how your food smells and tastes. And then the last one is notice how food affects you if you're having symptoms after you eat. So guys, if you want more strategies like this one, whether your goal is to lose weight, reverse diabetes, or just be healthier, I offer a free 20-minute weight loss strategy call. And what this call is, it is to give you 2 or 3 strategies based on your personal goals to help you achieve them. So we would just get on a call. You would let me know like what is going on for you, what your goals are, what you've been wanting to achieve, whether that's, you know, reverse your diabetes or lose weight, whatever it is. And I can give you 2 or 3 strategies that are going to help you accomplish these goals that you have. So it's not like to sell you anything. It's not to talk you into working with me or anything like that. It's just something that I like to offer to help other women going through what I went through. Like, I've been there. Like, I know how it feels to have extra weight. I know how it feels to be diabetic. I know how it feels to have these habits and these sugar cravings and to binge eat. I know how all that feels. I've been through it all. And so I use these same strategies that I tell you. And so I just want to offer that because I want to help other women. I want to help other women get healthy. I want to help you feel good. I want to help you have confidence. I don't want you to go through your day feeling bad every day, feeling like something's wrong. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel healthy, and I want you to feel confident. And that is my goal with these 20-minute calls. So if you are interested, as soon as I'm done with this live video, I will put the link to my calendar in the comments, and all you do is click on that and you can look around and see what time is best for you and pick a time and we'll talk. And yeah, that's about it. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Say hello in the comments if you did watch the video, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.